Congratulations, fastest lap of the day, full set of wheels. Who can complain about that?
I noticed that the clutch started slipping a bit on the very last lap, and I think I'm actually gonna pull the transmission off. See how wet everything is here? Like it's soaked. So that's what's probably getting in between there in the clutch. Yep. 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 So I think I found my leak. This is actually a bolt for the input shaft seal housing thing, or the quill, whatever you call it. And then these go into through holes into the transmission. And then basically there's like a pile of sealant just sitting here on the taper of this bolt. You can see this transmission is lovely, because this is the one I blew up. So I threw some flippin' JB weld on some spots that look like cracks, just to be cautious. I also changed the friction plate on the flywheel because that was pretty glazed and oily, and then it was just time to change it anyway. Yeah, I know we got a transmission delete going on here again. We have some new Johnnies here. A7s once again, but fresh. This is the first time the car is getting fresh A7s, and these should be like seconds a lap faster. And let me show you why too. Apart from the compound being completely different and the A7s being a lot stickier of a tire, this is a 265 Nankang and this is a 255 Hoosier A7, and so yeah, these are about lined up. And you can see a 255 Hoosier is actually wider than a 265 Nankang. And the same goes for the front too. So I'm actually test fitting these because I had a little rubbing issue when I used to run these. You can actually see it on this tire. So these are gonna rub worse, and I was actually cutting the old tires just a bit there. So I wanna correct that before running that. But I guess it's self-explanatory. The clutch is working the way it should, car runs good, and then we've got CSCS on Sunday and then CTAC on Thursday. So these tires are for CTAC, and then I might just bring them out for CSCS just to scrub them for one session, just to get, you know, the top layer off, and then we'll go very fast at GP. Top of the morning to you.
What's good, dude?
Yeah, I don't think you guys realize the level that we're on with this stuff. Look at that. That's absolute Tetris.
Like, I don't know, I'd rather the weight trade-off.
Doesn't slip, which is great because that's why I needed to come out today. But there is absolutely no grip whatsoever. I don't think there's enough time for these tires to get up to temp. I don't know if they're just heat cycled out and just need more laps to get hotter or what, but it doesn't matter because we got the Johnnies out here. So thanks to these guys, we get traction for the finals. So right now I think I'm in 10th or 11th overall. This is my first time driving the layout, so I have no idea. There's some all-wheel drive cars going really fast. I think they're like 2.5 seconds, 2.8 seconds ahead of me right now. But I think these will seriously close the gap because the car's just on skates. So, yeah, that's the story. And we'll check back in after finals, I guess. Yeah, I'm kind of regretting not getting these in black to begin with because they look awesome. Stance Nation out here. I don't know if my phone camera is doing this justice or not. So anyway, did that session, scrubbed the tires in. They feel insanely better because they actually have sidewall. It doesn't feel like they're just rolling. It actually feels like stiffer springs, even though it's just a tire. Loving it, but feeling of the ground, it's wet. So it was drizzling that whole session, kinda. So, kinda skewed results, but now we're 4th fastest of the day, and I'm still trying to figure out the chicane on the straight. It's kind of messing me up a little because the splitter is literally like that much overhang that I have to clear, and everyone's saying I'm like an inch away or two. So we'll see if we can go fastest of the day here because we got slicks. If it dries up, we got a couple hours to go. It dried up, so we're gonna try to go fastest of the day.
New school, old school, handmade cars here, Supras, BMWs, and then of course Russ Bond in that beautiful sounding RX-3, Mazda RX-3 rotary, 1974. Trying to put down the power, you can hear the wheel spin in that car, and look how light it is, and look how it just dances around the corners. 7. Half a second, he'll be happy if he can actually break the 120 barrier. Whoa, look inside the camera. Jumped in the Honey Yellow TT. Almost broke the 120 barriers. He did a 120.001, which is the fastest time here today. I'm pretty sure he'll be happy with that. In qualifying time, he did a 120.2, so that just shows that he's driving consistent. The car's giving him what he wants.
Second place for unlimited front.
Congrats.
Representing CTAC Auto.
Nice. Yes.
First place, we have Jason Rochester representing RHB Turbochargers. Give it up for everybody.
Yeah, boy.
Nice drive, Jason. Nice drive. Consistent, very consistent.
Putting it down now. Getting running good, eh? Running clean.
Let's see what Wilson Chan can do. Let's see if he can beat Jason's time. The unlimited guy's going for it. So that's
Oh, that's catch can vents.
So I don't know what else to say, but we flipping did it once again. There's actually 3 cars in Unlimited this time. One guy broke early in the day, and then you saw the second guy on the podium. So that's good. It wasn't another lonely podium, which kind of bothers me sometimes. But anyway, the car survived, and we're going to GP next. There is one small issue though. I think the diff is just no good. That OBX, if you go back in the videos and look at the cheap eBay diff that I put in that thing, and like rebuilt with the wave springs and stuff, I think it's just, it feels like an open diff basically. So that's not good for corner exits, because even with the, I mean, the Nankangs, it might have been making the Nankangs feel extra bad on corner exit, because the Hoosiers I used to put my foot down and the car would just pull around the corner on power. Like, it would literally oversteer on power, which doesn't make sense. You could feel the outside tire driving it around. But now you get on the power, it just feels like an open diff, almost. So we don't really need a fully locked up diff for GP. so we're good. It's actually kind of good because it takes the strain off of the axles coming out of corners. But for the CSCS finale, I want to do a PB because now we got A7s, we got good tires. Now we just need the diff to lock up, come out of corners so the car can just go. So we'll see you at GP then. We meet again on a cool, drizzling morning, which is going to turn into a swelteringly hot day. I'm not too worried about how wet it is because it's actually going to get really hot and it shouldn't rain later in the day because right now it's like 6 a.m. so it should dry up by later. At least the later sessions. So, not like I had to rebuild the whole car or anything in this time. All I did was put a set of fresh plugs in and just jacked it up, shook the wheels, checked everything, and nut and bolted. And it seems good. Tune's the same, everything's the same. So for CSCS, we were actually running pump gas. I just bought some 93 or 94 or something and mixed it with a bit of 109, so it's probably around like 95, 96 octane. Because the track is so short and then the car can take it, it's fine. So now we're running actual race gas, so we should be up some power because the car actually runs leaner on that stuff because it's oxygenated. And then every little bit of horsepower counts for GP, so that's why I was saving it for today because that stuff ain't cheap. Didn't film any cinematics or cutscenes or whatever on arrival to the track. We just got there, got our stickers, got teched, and then got our transponder and hopped in the car for the first cold session. So this is actually 10 in the morning. We skipped a couple of sessions just because the track was very wet. It was still drying up, so there's a lot of wet patches, so that's why I'm trundling through on this session.
smack the lip. Whoop-ah!
Session 2 is a bit more dry, but still not ideal track conditions. I was trying to pick up the pace, but then I started running into some traffic, so no big deal. Still early in the day. I think this was the session right before lunch. Third session, I was trying to pick up the pace a bit more. The hot weather started setting in, so straight line speeds were dropping a bit, but this was a fun one. Pretty low on fuel. I don't know if it's gonna run out of gas, so I'm gonna try to go for a fast lap on the first one, and we'll see how that goes. I haven't really filmed much today because today's been going really good. I've really been enjoying it, so we'll see if we can get into the 22s. If not, it's a flipping good day.
I'd start it now.
Okay.
Yeah. You rode that curb.
So I picked up a black flag for hanging my tires off on that last corner. It was like over the edge of the curb into the grass almost. So they were just giving me a warning. I was allowed back out on track, but I was actually out of gas at that point. There was probably like a teacup of gas in the tank.
In second place, with a 1:27.835, Richard Grossi driving this GTS, built by Mr. Michael himself. Built mostly at 3 in the morning when no one else was at the shop with pure anger and determination. Third place, Zhang Li, with a 1:31.403. Congratulations, fastest lap of the day, full set of wheels. Who can complain about that? That is a serious prize from Koenig.
Car is back at home. It's actually a few days later. We were just exhausted from a long week, and then just dumped the car off here, and then just I haven't looked at it since, because I'm just, yeah. So the third event that I actually won was the Friday after Motorsports. It was Alex's birthday at Spage Sport. We all went to K1 Speed and then did a 4-session deal and then a race. And then I won that too, so I got a trophy for that. So technically that's 3 wins in a week, and I don't know, I couldn't be happier about this week. So I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to top this, but that's yep. Yes. So at Motorsport, I know there's so much time left because the diff just simply isn't locking. If the diff actually locks up, that's probably another 1/10 to 2/10 per corner. And then the car was a bit down on power just because of the heat, and it was really hot too. So the heat affects every car, everyone loses speed, and then that track is all about speed, as you can probably tell. So on a cooler day with a diff that works, I feel like we can go like a 119 easily, and then the record is like a 118.6. So I mean, I might even just turn it up more, or I have bigger turbos in the works, so that's kind of a secret, but might make some tiny changes and then do a health check and then try to go even faster there. I'm not sure if I'll make it back this year, but I mean, October, September is like prime time for setting records at GP based on the weather. So again, the cooler it gets, the more laps you can do, because, you know, the car doesn't get as hot, and you know the deal. I don't got no oil cooler. So yeah, I didn't do much filming in between sessions because I was just having a good time, you know? Like, I didn't want to waste time. I didn't want to cut into the enjoyment by, like, filming in between every session and then whatever. Just enjoying myself. So, that's all I got for you for this video. And it ain't much, but it's not a little bit.